Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we'll be having opening of quotation and bids for two goods and services and one civil works project. And next agenda is a private conference. But before we start, let's all stand for a prayer.
Mapagmahal na Ama, gabayan niyo po kami sa bagong umaga na ito. Patawarin niyo po kami sa lahat ng aming mga sala. Tulungan niyo po kaming tumulong sa aming kapwa-tao sa lahat ng aming gagawin upang mamuhay kami ng maayos at mapayapa. Amen.
So, all be seated. To our YouTube live viewers, fellow back members, observers, and prospective bidders who are present today, once again, good morning. Before we start, may I ask the Secretariat, Madam Cecilda, who are the invited observers for today's opening of bids for the two goods and services and one civil works. Madam Cecilda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. This is the letter to observer dated November 10, 2023, addressed to, first, the Resident Auditor, Commission on Audit, DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. Second, Ms. Maria Ana G. Tingol, Executive Director, Philippine Green Building Council, Crescent Park West, BGC, Taguig City. And last, Engineer Gladys G. Tiburcio, Alternate Observer, National Contractors Association of the Philippines Incorporated, Aritao, Nueva Vizcaya. This correspondence was officially received by the Commission on Audit on November 10, 2023, sir.
Thank you, Cecilda, for reading the notice to observers. Aside from this letter, do you have any other through email or yeah?
Yes, sir, we sent the letter to the observers via Gmail on November 10, 2023.
Okay, thank you. So they are not present, so we just continue the opening of quotation and bids. But before we continue, please read the attendance for today's opening of bids and declare if we have quorum.
Thank you, sir. We'll now proceed with the roll call for attendance. For the Bids and Awards Committee, Engineer Valentino B. Sereno,
Present.
BAC Chairman, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe,
Present.
BAC Vice Chairman, Ma'am Veronica G. Leodivico, present, BAC Regular Member, Architect IVO Salazar, Provisional Member for all types of project procurement, Engineer Jermin B. Buenavista, Provisional Member for Planning and Design Projects, Engineer Bayani F. Molina, Provisional Member for Construction Projects, and Engineer Florence L. Santiago, Provisional Member for Quality Assurance Projects. For the BAC Secretariat, Sir Remigio Santos, BAC Secretariat Member, Sir Alan Edward G. Damaso, Member, Ma'am Ande Erica Fatima Cabang, BAC Secretariat Member. For the Technical Working Group, Engineer Roden A. Milyare, Member, Engineer Narcisa M. Santos, TWG Member, Engineer Myrtle G. Degamo, member. And Ma'am Marlene C. Peralta, member. And for the prospective bidders who are present today, we have Jessie Ronnie P. Alfonso from Gemark Enterprises Incorporated, Ma'am Vivian Cantara from Gemark Enterprises Incorporated, and Sir Albert Ambatali from Jinma Enterprises, and Sir Fernando Duran from Jinma Enterprises. And for the technical personnel who prepared the documents, Engineer Peter Paul Velasco Domagos Jr., Engineer 2 from Equipment Service Unit. Sir, majority of the back composition. Sorry, sir, may we acknowledge the presence of Ma'am Simonette Lacarda, back secretariat member. Sir, majority of the back composition are hereby present today. Therefore, there is a quorum.
Thank you, Engineer Cecilda. Since majority of the back members are present, as back chair, I now declare that this opening of quotation bids for two goods and services and one civil works is now officially open and in order. To continue, before we proceed for the opening of bids, may I first read the section 29, which is the bid opening as per revised IRR of RA 9184. So this is the content of the section 29. The BAC shall open the bids immediately after the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. The time, date, and place of the opening of bids shall be specified in the bidding documents. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the BAC shall take custody of the bids submitted and reschedule the opening of bids on the next working day or at the soonest possible time through the issuance of notice of postponement in the to be posted in the PhilJEP's website and the website of the procuring entity concerned. The bidders or their duly authorized representatives may attend the opening of bids. The BAC shall ensure the integrity, security, and confidentiality of all submitted bids. The abstract of bids as read and the minutes of the bid opening shall be made available to the public upon written request and payment of a specified fee to recover cost of materials. That is section 29. This is bid opening of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. So, to continue for the first agenda, we'll go for the opening of quotation and bids. First, for the goods and services. Number one, with contract ID number 23 GBI 89, the name of project, procurement of one Digimatic compression machine, 2,000 kilonewton, etc., for use of laboratory equipment / apparatus of QAS Nueva Vizcaya First DEO. Location of project, DPWH Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC is 776,000 pesos. Contract duration, 45 calendar days. Bidders, suppliers who submitted this quotation is Gemark Enterprises Incorporated. May I request from the Secretariat, Madam Erica, to get from the bid box the submitted quotation of the lone bidder supplier, Gemark Enterprises Incorporated. And please show it to our video screen for the benefit of our YouTube live viewers and also our prospective bidder. And kindly give it to good friend. Engineer Florence Santiago, one of our TWG member. A provisional member for all good for the QAS. So, from the QAS section. Quotation. Okay, let's proceed for the second goods and services with the contract ID number 23 GBI 90. The name of project, procurement of 4,200 liter diesel fuel for use of various vehicles in the quality assurance unit. Location of project, DPWH, Bayombong, Nueva, Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC is 302,400 pesos. Contract duration, 30 calendar days. For these goods and services, we have two participating bidder suppliers in the name of number one, Bayombong Gasoline Station, and the second one is Spill Oil by Total. Again, may I request Madam Erica to get from the bid box the submitted quotation of the two suppliers, Bayombong Gasoline Station and Fill Oil by Total. And please show it to our video screen for the benefit of our YouTube live viewers and also our prospective bidders. Then kindly give it to Engineer Reden Milyare, or one of our TWG member. So while waiting for the opening of the two goods and services, we'll proceed for the one civil works for today. We did contract ID number 23BI0128. The name of project, Rehabilitation slash Construction of Quality Assurance Section, Office Building, DPWH, Nueva Vizcaya, First DEO. Location of project, DPWH, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. Indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC is 363,895 pesos and 51 centavos. Project description, rehabilitation slash construction of shower room, water system, lighting fixtures, and exhaust system. Duration, 68 calendar days. Cost of bid documents is 500 pesos. For this project, we have a lone bidder in the name of Mighty Construction and Supply. This is only a small value procurement. So, quotation. Yeah. This is a slow, small value procurement. So we have only quotation. So may I ask again to get from the bid box the submitted documents of Mighty Construction and Supply, and please show it to our video screen for the benefit of our YouTube live viewers. And kindly give it to Engineer Miltel Tigamo one of our TWG member. Okay, may request uh, Engineer Danilo A. Bernabe will read the offered bids quotations of the first two goods and services. Our back vice chair will be reading the offered bid of the suppliers.
Once again, good morning to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for allowing me to read the offered bid prices or quotations of the suppliers. For contract ID number 23 GBI 189, which is the procurement of one Digimatic compression machine, we have a lone supplier or bidder, which is Gemark Enterprises Incorporated. Gemark Enterprises, before I read the offered bid price of Gemark, allow me to read the terms and conditions of the request for quotation. Number one, all entries must be typewritten or legibly written. Delivery period within 30 working days upon receipt of the approved funded purchase order. Number three, warranty shall be a minimum of 3 months for supplies and materials and 1 year for equipment from date of acceptance by the end user. Since this is a equipment, therefore, the warranty will be 1 year after the date of acceptance of the end user. Number four, price validity shall be of a period of 30 calendar days. Number five, GEPS registration certificate of registration shall be attached upon submission of the quotation. Number six, bidders shall submit original brochure showing certification of the product, if applicable. Number 7, indicate the brand for each item being offered. And the last, the approved budget for the ceiling for these procurements, which is 776,000, the offered quotation or price of the supplier must be less than the ABC. So for this particular contract, 23 GBI 189, 89, which is for goods and services, Gemark Enterprises Incorporated offered the bid in the amount of, in words, 756,800 pesos and 0 centavos. I repeat, 756,800 pesos and 0 centavos. In figures, 756, 800.00. So congratulations to Gemark Enterprises Incorporated, but subject to bid evaluation and post-qualification. The second goods and services, it has a contract ID number 23 GBI 90, which is, the name of the project is procurement of 4,200 liters diesel fuel for use of various vehicles in the quality assurance section. The approved budget, indicative approved budget for the contract is 302,400 pesos and 0 centavos. And we have two suppliers that submitted their quotation. And they are Bayombong Gasoline Station and Fuel Oil by Total. Bayombong Gas Station offered the bid in the amount of 296,142 pesos and 0 centavos. I repeat, 296,142 pesos. In figures, 296, 142.00. And for fuel oil by Total, offered a bid or in the amount of, in words, 298,200 pesos and 0 centavos. I repeat, 298,200 pesos and 0 centavos. In figures, 298, 200.00. That's all for the two goods and services, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Danilo A. Bernate, our Vice Chair, for reading the two goods and services. So we'll go for the next project, the civil works with contract ID number 23BI0128. So, we have for this civil works, we have a lone bidder in the name of Mighty Construction and Supply. So, as per evaluation by Engineer Myrtle Degamo, technical and financial documents are all rated pass. And Mighty Construction and Supply submitted a bid securing declaration as form of his bid security. Mighty Construction and Supply offered a bid in the amount of, in words, 360,000 pesos. I repeat, 360,000 pesos. No discount offered. In figures, 360,000.00. Congratulations to Mighty Construction and Supply with an offered bid in the amount of 360,000 pesos, but subject to bid and post evaluation. That ends for the reading of the two goods and services and one civil works for today, November 15, 2023. So, may I ask the Secretariat if we have any questions or clarification, especially from our YouTube live viewers and prospective bidders for the recently concluded opening of quotation and bids? None. So, we will proceed for the second agenda for today, which is the pre-bid conference. So, to continue this agenda, for number one, the basic contract data. The first agenda for today, for pre-bid conference, number one, basic contract data to be discussed to us by the preparer of the goods and services, our SO engineer, Engineer Peter Paul Dumagas, the two contract with the contract ID 23 GBI 87 and 23 GBI 88. For the second agenda, requirements of bidding documents to be discussed by our from the Secretariat, Engineer Cecilda. Next is the third agenda, documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals, also by from the Procurement, Engineer Cecilda. The fourth agenda, criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award by our provisional member for all types of procurement, Architect Ivy Salazar. The fifth agenda, questions plus comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representative of procuring entity, BAC. Six, other matters. And the seven, the last one, summary of proceedings including bid bulletins, addenda to be issued if any. So that is the agenda for today for the pre-bid conference. So we'll go for the first agenda, the basic contract data. May request our engineer, Engineer Peter Paul Dumagas, to discuss to us the details of the particularly the basic contract data. Engineer Dumagas, take it away.
Hello po. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone. I'm Peter Paul V. Domagas, ESO po ng ating district, and I'll be discussing po the details of the mga equipment po na ipoprocure po ng ating district. Starting po with number 1, with the contract ID number 23GBI87, and the name of project is procurement of 1 unit pickup 4x4 for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. The location of the contract is at DPWH Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 1,300,000 pesos. The duration is 60 calendar days upon the issuance of NTP with a bid docs costing to 5,000 pesos. Source of fund is the DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay, and the basic technical specifications for this equipment are as follows po. Number 1, the engine should be 4-stroke inline type with a rated power of at least 125 to 150 horsepower. Transmission of at least 5-speed manual transmission with overdrive and 4x4. It should be at least equipped with air conditioning system, with a cab door of at least mechanically operated, cab window of at least mechanically operated, and with an audio system at least equipped with tuner radio and 2 speakers. Should be fed with a diesel fuel and has a capacity of at least 60 liters with an emission compliance of Euro 4. And the next, yes, is for number 1, sir.
For number 1, we'll tackle first. Do we have any questions or clarification for the basic contract data? First, from our YouTube live viewers. None. About our prospective bidders who are present today, do you have any questions or clarifications for the discuss basic contract data? Madam, sirs? None? So we'll proceed for the second contract ID with the contract ID number 23GBI88. Again, our SO engineer will discuss the basic contract data. Engineer Domagas, take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir Allen, sa taas pa. Sa may, pangalan ito? Bid data sheet. Yung isa. Yan. Thank you. And moving forward po with number 2, with the contract ID 23GBI88. The name of project is procurement of 1 unit record tow truck for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. The location of the contract is at DPWH Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an indicative approved budget for the contract or ABC of 17 million pesos. The project duration is 90 calendar days upon the issuance of NTP with the bid documents costing to 25,000 pesos. The source of fund is still the DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay or EAO. And the basic equipment, basic technical specifications for this equipment are as follows po. Number 1 is the engine should be 4-stroke inline 6-cylinder type with a rated power of at least 250 to 380 horsepower. Boom crane of at least 10 tons lifting capacity with 360 rotation configuration. A transmission of at least 10-speed gearbox and equipped with the air conditioning system. Cab door of at least mechanically operated. Cab window at least mechanically operated with an audio system equipped with tuner radio and 2 speakers. Should be fed with diesel fuel with a capacity of at least 100 liters. The color should be orange and the brake system of at least equipped with air brake and ABS systems. The tires having at least 12.00 rim 20 type with an emission compliance of Euro 4 minimum, and the delivery days for this equipment is 90 days. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Again, thank you, Engineer Peter Paul Domagas, our SU engineer. So again, may I ask from our YouTube live viewers if we have any questions or clarification from the. Do we have any question or clarification? How about our prospective bidders, especially who are present, those who are present today here, sirs? None. So we will proceed for the second agenda for today, which is the requirements of bidding documents. I request Engineer Cecilda to discuss to us the second agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We'll now proceed with the requirements of bidding documents. For contract ID 23GBI87. For ITB clause 14.1. The bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. First, the amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash, cashier's manager's check, bank draft, guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. For ITB Clause 20.2, licenses and permits relevant to the project and the corresponding law requiring it. First, mayor's permit. Second, DTI. Third, PhilJEPs. Fourth, tax clearance. And last, supplier registration certificate. For ITB Clause 21.2, terms and conditions. Supplier must own service center and facilities in Luzon. Supplier must be ISO certified. Supplier must be accredited, exclusive distributor of the unit being offered. Genuine parts must be available within Region 2. Supplier will conduct free orientation and training of the unit being offered for 1 day. There must be a 3-year warranty on equipment, and equipment will be delivered free of charge. For contract ID 23GBI88. For ITB Clause 14.1, the bid security shall be in the form of a bid securing declaration or any of the following forms and amounts. The amount of not less than 2% of ABC if bid security is in cash. Cashier's manager's check, bank draft, or guarantee, or irrevocable letter of credit, or the amount of not less than 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. For ITP Clause 20.2, licenses and permits relevant to the project and the corresponding law requiring it. Mayor's permit, DTI, PhilJEPs, tax clearance, and supplier registration certificate. For ITP Clause 21.2, terms and conditions. Supplier must own service center and facilities in Luzon. Supplier must be ISO certified. Supplier must be accredited or exclusive distributor of the unit being offered. Genuine parts must be available within Region 2. Supplier will conduct pre-orientation and training of the unit being offered for 1 day. 1-year warranty on equipment. And equipment will be delivered free of charge. Sir, that's all for the requirements of bidding documents.
Thank you, Engineer Cecilda. So let's proceed for the next agenda for today, which is the documents to be submitted by the bidder, including technical and financial proposals. Again, Engineer Cecilda from the Secretariat.
Thank you, sir. Sir, for the technical and financial documents to be submitted by the bidder, may we listen to the pre-recorded audio?
By the pre-recorded audio.
Checklist of technical and financial documents. Technical component envelope. Class A documents. For legal documents, valid PhilJIPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. Or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry, for sole proprietorship, or Cooperative Development Authority, for cooperatives or its equivalent document, and mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas, and tax clearance per EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR. For technical documents, statement of prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in Section 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of Republic Act Number 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents, and original copy of bid security, if in the form of surety bond, submit also certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration, and conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and/or after-sales parts if applicable, and original duly signed Omnibus Sworn Statement or OSS, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. Financial documents. The supplier's audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities is stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of the bid submission, and the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, or a committed line or credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. Class B documents. If applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement or JVA in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Other documentary requirements under Republic Act Number 9184 as applicable. For foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product. Certification from DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. Financial component envelope. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, and original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule.
Sir, that's all for the technical and financial documents to be submitted by the bidders.
Again, thank you, Engineer Cecilda. So we'll go for the fourth agenda, which is the criteria and procedure for the preliminary examination of the bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. May I request Architect Ivy Salazar, or provisional member for all types of procurement.
Thank you, sir. May we listen to the pre-recorded audio? Thank you.
Okay, please play.
Pre-bid conference. Detailed evaluation of bids. For the procurement of goods and infrastructure projects, the BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bids to determine the lowest calculated bid using the following steps. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids using non-discretionary criteria in considering the following. Completeness of the bid. Unless the instructions to bidders specifically allow partial bids, bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including, or applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided,
but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as non-responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free to the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. Arithmetical corrections. Consider computational errors and omissions to enable proper comparison of all eligible bids. It may also consider bid modifications if expressly allowed in the bidding documents. Any adjustment shall be calculated in monetary terms to determine the calculated prices. The BAC shall evaluate all bids on an equal footing to ensure fair and competitive bid comparison. For this purpose, all bidders shall be required to include the cost of all taxes, such as, but not limited to, value-added tax, income tax, local taxes, and other fiscal levies and duties, which shall be itemized in the bid form and reflected in the detailed estimates. Such bids, including said taxes, shall be basis for bid evaluation and comparison. In case of discrepancies between bid prices in figures and in words, the latter shall prevail. Between total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item, the latter shall prevail. Between stated total price and the actual sum of prices of component items, the latter shall prevail. Between unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the latter shall prevail. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Within 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that the bidder has the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit to the BAC its latest income and business tax returns and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in bidding documents. Failure to submit any of the post-qualification requirements on time or a finding against the veracity thereof shall disqualify the bidder for award, provided that in the event that a finding against the veracity of any of the documents submitted is made, it shall cause the forfeiture of the bid security in accordance with Section 69 of this IRR. The post-qualification shall verify, validate, and ascertain all statements made and documents submitted by the bidder with the lowest calculated bid using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents. These criteria shall consider, but shall not be limited to the following. Legal requirements. To verify, validate, and ascertain licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder, and the fact that it is not included in any blacklist as provided in Section 25.3 of this IRR. For this purpose, the GPPB shall maintain a consolidated file of all blacklisted suppliers, contractors, and consultants. Technical requirements. To determine compliance of the infrastructure projects offered with the requirements specified in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, verification and validation of the bidder's stated competence and experience, and the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned to the project for the procurement of infrastructure projects. Verification of availability and commitment and/or inspection and testing for the required capacities and operating conditions of equipment unit to be owned, leased, under, purchased by the bidder for use in contract. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures, or substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. If the BAC verifies any of these deficiencies to be due to the contractor's fault or negligence, the agency shall disqualify the contractor from the award for the procurement of infrastructure projects.
That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Ivy Salazar, for that pre-recorded audio presentation for the agenda number 4. So let's proceed for the fifth agenda is the questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. So again, from the Secretariat, may I ask if we have any questions or clarification from our YouTube live viewers, especially our prospective bidders. None? About our prospective bidders who are present for today, you have none. So, fellow BAC members, do you have any other amendments for this, as discussed, presented for these two goods and services? So, there being none, so may I ask the Secretariat if we have any other announcement or reminders to make, and kindly read all the details. Engineer Silda.
Yes, sir, we have an announcement regarding to the upcoming procurement activity. Uh,
Okay, please read.
There will be opening of bids scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, November 16, 2023 at 9 o'clock a.m. at Procurement Unit Bidding Room Main Building, Nueva Vizcaya, First DEO, Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya. This pertains to three goods and services, namely, first, with contract ID 23GBI 75, name of project, procurement of 1 unit aerial drone for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya 1st District Engineering Office. Location of project, DPWH Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract, 11 million pesos. Project duration, 30 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bidding documents is 25,000 pesos. And the source of fund is DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay. Second, with contract ID 23GBI 76, name of project, procurement of 1 unit heavy-duty production copier for use of DPWH Nueva Vizcaya First Engineering Office. Location of project, DPWH Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract, 8,100,000 pesos. Project duration, 30 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bid documents, 10,000 pesos. And the source of fund is DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay. And last, with contract ID 23GBI 77, name of project, procurement of 32 pair of proper shoes for office personnel, etc., for use in the maintenance of national roads and bridges. Location of project, DPWH Bayambong, Nueva Vizcaya, with an approved budget for the contract, 2,026,400 pesos. Project duration, 30 calendar days upon issuance of NTP. Cost of bid documents is 5,000 pesos, and the source of fund is DPWH fiscal year 2023 capital outlay. Sir, that's all.
Thank you, Engineer Silda, for the announcement reminders. Again, may I remind fellow back members that we please attend for the because it's our jury duty for the opening of bids for tomorrow, November 16, 2023 at 9 o'clock a.m. So again, we'll proceed for the seventh agenda, which is the summary of proceedings, including bid bulletins, addenda to be issued. So we do not have any amendment for, so we'll adopt the bidding documents for these two goods and services as advertised. So that ends for our pre-bid conference for the seventh agenda. So any other uh, agenda or can I hear a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, as we are done with the opening of quotation for two goods and services and the opening of bids for one civil works, also with our pre-bid conference for two goods and services, I now move for the adjournment of today's procurement activity.
I second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Since it had been moved and seconded that this opening of quotation and of bids and private conference as back chair on officially close these procurement activities. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat and God bless us all. Thank you very much.